I have recently fallen in love with the convenience of AMD's ReLive screen recording feature. I had previously been using OBS and Audacity to record my gameplay and commentary, but now it's as simple as pressing Ctrl-Shift-R. And not forgetting the instant replay feature that can save up to the last 20 minutes of gameplay, or as low as 1 minute, which is my preference. This is a godsend and I should have tried this out earlier. This sort of content is always interesting. It reminds me of my old school setup on the PlayStation 4, which also allows you to record gameplay. My first 15 videos on this channel were all recorded and edited this way. That's why they're all in 720p and sound like blow dryers. That console is fucking loud. Today we return to my roots as I test and compare the different visuals Radeon ReLive can provide through their bitrate slider. Adjusting this will determine the quality of the footage I record. The higher the megabytes per second, the better it will look, but the bigger the file size will be. Unless you have a budget PC, I don't think you'll notice any performance drops while using this software. My specs are mid-tier at best, but I have not yet experienced frame rate problems like I did with OBS running in the background. The games of choice are GTA 4 and Max Payne 3. I recorded each at different qualities and I've compiled the footage so we can both examine the visual differences. I used the benchmark feature in GTA to get an exact side by side, using a 1 megabyte per second bitrate, then continually doubling up 2 megabytes, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and finally maxing out at 100 megabytes per second. In Max Payne, modded by the way, you unfortunately don't play as this esteemed gentleman. I played some of the first mission, one time at a 1 megabyte bitrate and the other at 100 megabytes. But let's first take a look at Grand Theft Auto. Recording at 1 megabyte is absolutely disgusting. You would have noticed the terrible sound quality too. I axed the audio bitrate to match the general terribleness. I won't get too technical because I'm no expert, but obviously 1 megabyte is not enough to provide a clear image. More of a washed, pixelated blur. It's rightfully not as crisp as a 100 megabyte bitrate, but even rates as low as 4 can offer a very noticeable improvement. So yeah, that's the worst of the worst. All you're missing is an ugly watermark. Here is what continuously doubling the quality looks like. Did you notice this one part that's particularly bitty? Comparing all these settings one after the other shows you how significantly each improves over the last. Until you get past 32 megabytes and everything just looks pretty good. It's for that reason that I'm going to be keeping my bitrate at about 30 megabytes per second, I think, as anything more just seems to create blurred file sizes for no good reason. Speaking of which, here's what my files look like, all of which were about 1 minute long and most increased in size as the bitrate increased. Why is this 64 bitrate file way bigger than the 100 one? I honestly have no idea, feel free to speculate in the comment section. The footage it's identical. But onwards, let's finish with the incredible Max Payne 3.
That was the boss lady, only this time she wasn't calling for more vodka in her Cosmo. That was the boss lady. Only this time she wasn't calling for more vodka in her Cosmo.
How badass is this game? When recording at a 1MB bitrate, you can see how the encoder struggles to draw more complex visuals. Like when we approach the balcony and the cutscene plays, the game uses a very intense distortion effect, which is how Rockstar visualized Max's alcohol and painkiller abuse, but this is bad news for the 1MB that needs to encode it all. Anyways, that concludes our little comparison today. Please let me know if you'd like to see a follow-up video in the comment section. Rating the video with a like or a dislike is always helpful too, or you could share it with a friend. I'm working hard on several projects for the channel as always, including videos for both GTA 4 and Max Payne 3. Yes, I might be the only person covering these games in 2020. Feels like it at least. But yeah, thanks for being here everyone, I'll speak to you soon.